Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
Boxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, where we bringing you our Border Wars Unguarded series. And today we're going to be sitting down with Border Wars fighter DeMarcus from Texas for SureFire D. And if you haven't already asked him a question, you can do so if you head on over to patreon.com/The Boxing Voice and click on the Unguarded post for DeMarcus. Hopefully you've already answered that. I'm going to be posting that link here in the live YouTube chat. If you are interested, that is the link to use. Now, DeMarcus is going to be fighting at 175 pounds. He's going to be taking on the new Border Wars fighter in Shawn Jones, a.k.a. Mission Impossible. DeMarcus has 6 amateur fights, 3 wins, 3 losses, according to him. And Shawn, Mission Impossible, has 1 amateur fight. Now, the two have definitely been building this up, but this is the first we are going to hear from DeMarcus live. So I believe this is DeMarcus for SureFire D. How are you, brother? Good evening.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
How are you, man? How are you? How is everything?
Everything is good, man.
So tell me, man, when you first watched the Unguarded with Shawn Jones and you heard all that he had to say, what went through your mind?
It just got me more excited for the fight, man, and ready for it to, go ahead and take place.
So talk to us, man. Where did you get your start in boxing and what made you take it up?
Well, I always really liked to fight or whatever, so, one day I just went into a boxing gym, and, I just stayed there once I walked in.
Nice. So how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. And did I have your record right? Was it 3-3?
Yeah, it's 3-3. 3-3, yeah.
And you won a Golden Glove. According to Shawn, your opponent, he says that he found out that you won a Golden Gloves in your last fight?
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations, man. How was that experience?
Oh, it was a good experience, man. I trained for it. I wanted to win. I actually fought in the Golden Gloves twice. The first year, I made it to the championship, but I lost in the championship, and the next year I won. So
now you submitted.
It was a good experience, something that
I'm sorry,
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to do. No, it was just something that I planned to do, and I wanted to do, and I did it.
Yeah, man. You submitted some very, very good sparring. I mean, it definitely lit a fire under your opponent for sure. Talk us through the sparring that you submitted. Just who was that person that you got work with? You actually submitted 2 different sessions. But yeah, who was that guy you got work with? And how many minute rounds are you doing? What's the rest in between?
That guy, he was I don't know his name. He was from another gym. And my gym, we go to a lot of other gyms and spar with different people. So he was just a guy from another gym, and I believe, I'm not sure if we were doing 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but my sparring, I do 3 minutes or 2 minutes. It just depends on really who I'm sparring with and on what level they are. But I believe that may have been a 2 minute round, but I'm not sure though. But that was actually kind of old too though, so.
Well, it definitely showed the skills, though. What weight were you at in that particular session?
Probably about 165. That's where I was. That's actually when I was building up to Golden Gloves, I believe.
Yeah, man, you look dense, bro. You definitely look like you got some muscle mass on you.
Yeah, I do.
So
I work out. I do a little working out.
Okay, so how's training camp been? We about 12
good,
days
man.
out now.
Yeah. It ain't really been like a training camp for me though, because I'm really always in the gym. So it's just, you know what I'm saying.
Definitely, that's exactly.
Now I got a fight coming up.
That's exactly what your opponent says, man. That that a lot of us, because obviously Border Wars it was always something for like the guys that's on the couch. And they're talking about fighters, needing to throw more punches or letting their hands go. It's like, well, don't you try it? But now, obviously, we're getting guys like you and Shawn that, are really fighting and stay in the gym. So it's about matchmaking. But definitely your opponent is 25 and he believes that this is what he does, where other people may be just trying this. He's doing this. What would you say to that?
Oh man, well that's cool because this is what I do too, and it's better that way. You know what I'm saying? It's better that I'm fighting somebody who actually got experience, and and not somebody who just coming off the couch. So that make me feel better about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm bullying nobody.
So did you happen to have a chance of seeing your opponent sparring?
Yeah, I looked at his sparring.
What did you think?
Yeah, he all right. I don't think he can beat me. I think I can beat him pretty easily. You know what I'm saying? So,
Am I right?
That's what I think about it.
Am I right in saying that you walk people down, or was that just a clip that you sent? It went down that way, but it feels like I seen some stuff on your Instagram before you sent that sparring, and it just, I don't know, it feels like maybe you like to walk people down.
Well, I feel like I'm an adapter. Like, if they a brawler, like Floyd say, if they a brawler, I'm a boxer. If they a boxer, I'm a brawler. I feel like I can do both. You know what I'm saying? And so it just depends on. It really just depends on what my opponent. If my opponent's steaming full force, I'm gonna box him. And if he not, then I'm going to walk him down.
Nice. What do you think separates you from your opponent?
I think maybe what separates us is that, he say he does it, but I'll be looking to make a career out of this. This is not just some pastime for me. My next move, I want to take it to the pro games, and I want to, excel in the pro games. So all this is just experience for me to go even further in my career. He might have a career already. I don't. I'm working a full-time job and boxing, and like I said, I'm not trying to be working no full-time job for the rest of my life. I wanna progress and go into the pro games, and see how far I can make it down there.
For sure.
I don't know if. Yeah.
Speaking of that experience, do you think that's going to play a factor? The fact that you have 6 amateur fights and that he only has 1 amateur fight?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely, because there's a difference between sparring and fighting. You still getting the training, but when the pressure's on in a fight. The pressure is not too much on in sparring. You can really relax and really work on what you're working on. But in a fight, every shot counts. Every point counts. So, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I learned that through my losses and my wins in amateurs. So I feel like that's gonna be an advantage for me, just having those fights.
Speaking of that resume, what advice would you give other amateurs in, amateur boxing that are about to have their fight? Like, what's the best way to ensure the win other than a knockout?
Oh, in the first, you talking about the first fight?
I mean, just in general, in the real amateurs, though. You know what I mean?
Man, I just think it's all about, just being calm and your confidence and knowing what you can do, and sticking to what you know how to do, because the way I lost my first fight is, I didn't stay calm, and then I got to started fighting my opponent fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stick to my game plan, so it's all about, what game plan you got coming in, what you know how to do, and sticking to what you know how to do. And that's what I feel like is the best advice. And as you train, you'll unlock those abilities, and you'll know what you're good at and what you're not, and what's your strengths and what's your weaknesses. And if you can stay calm and stick to your strengths, then you're going to be good. You're going to be successful.
Now, how many amateur fights do you want to get under your belt before you go ahead and make take the shot at turning pro?
Because I'm already old, I'm not gonna do too many more. I'm not sure. Maybe a couple more, maybe 10 or 15. But I'm not gonna do too many more because I'm actually gonna turn 30 pretty soon. So, so I get some good quality sparring too with top amateurs. Also, they got it out.
What's the name of your gym?
Top amateur. I box for Texas Select in Dallas, out of Dallas. But I started out in Maple. I don't know if y'all heard of Maple Avenue. Same boxing gym as Maurice Hooker.
Okay.
Used to go to. Yeah, I actually done some rounds with Maurice Hooker also.
Nice. All right, so we got a couple of questions coming from your Border Wars fighters, participants.
Mm-hmm.
We got Robert the Genius. He's at 168. He's going to be fighting Matt in Texas. He says, how will your usual fight plan change knowing that in Border Wars fights there are 2 3-minute rounds, well, rather 3 2-minute rounds with a minute rest?
I don't think it'll affect me none. Like I said, I done sparred 2 minutes and I done fought 2 or 3 minutes. I just train accordingly. If I know it's 2 minutes, then I know what I need to do and how fast I need to move in those 2 minutes, because I know it go a lot faster than 3.
For sure.
So,
we got Eddie Bola de Grasa Nevarez from Las Vegas. He's my opponent. He's going to be taking me on in the heavyweight division. He says, haven't seen or heard much from you. What can we expect at Border Wars 7?
Oh, you can expect a good fight, man. I'm coming to put on the show. Shawn say he coming to put on the show, so I'm coming to win. So it's gonna be a good fight, and you can expect the best from me.
All right, we have your opponent who says, will you stick around in Border Wars after I hand you your first loss?
Man, I don't think he's gonna hand me a loss, but I may stick around. It just depends. It just really, for me, it's a financial thing. Where y'all having it, it just depends. I called it at the perfect timing. Y'all were having it in Dallas. I live in Dallas, so I say, I want to do it. Like I said, I'm a fan of the show. I've been listening, so I say, you know what? Maybe I can participate in this and, have some fun and, network and do all that kind of stuff like that. So it just really depends on how close it is to the house and how my financial stability is at the time.
For sure, man. We're definitely gonna introduce you to Coach Mide, man. He does. He runs a few boxing leagues in the UK. So, you can always, like you said, network with him and maybe something comes out of that as well. He's always looking for fighters. We got Info Joe in California. He participated in 2017 LA's Border Wars. He says, "What up for SureFire D? I must admit, no, he said, I must admit, out of everyone's sparring footage, yours was the best. You look ready.
Already.
You look ready now.
Already.
Your timing, punch selection, footwork, all on point. Do you have an amateur background? How long have you been boxing? And what advantages do you think you have over Mission Impossible?"
Well, yeah, like I say, like my amateur, I only have 6 amateur fights, but you know what I'm saying, I've been training. I've been, I really been taking it slow. Like my 6 amateur fights, I've been roughly training for about 6 years too. So about 6 years or 5.5, somewhere around there. I've been training. So, and I only had 6 fights in that time. So, yeah, but I've been fighting for really all my life. So, you know what I'm saying? Fighting, it came second nature to me. That's why I really got in the gym. I've been fighting since I was a little kid. So, that I think my experience go way beyond the actual boxing ring. You know what I mean? I've been learning since I was little. A lot of my friends, they boxed when I was younger, and that kind of pointed me towards the direction of the boxing gym, even though I got in a little later. But yeah, I think all that give me an advantage in there.
Yo, let me ask you. So your opponent submitted sparring with the bar headgear. Do you use that bar headgear? And what do you think of that bar headgear?
I never used it personally. I always had pretty much the same kind of headgear, open face, and but I mean, I really don't think nothing of it, man. Some people do that. They don't want to get their nose broken or whatever, or they don't want to get their teeth broken or hit or whatever. I don't know how much more protection they have than the regular headgear, but I don't really think it makes much of a difference except covering your nose. But yeah, I only spar with open face headgear.
Cool. We got another one coming from Joseph, big super max heavyweight fighter in Border Wars. He's from Plainview, Texas. He says, "How important is it to you to get this win, being it Dallas versus Houston? Does that add pressure?"
We don't add pressure, but it's important for me to win. I really wanna beat Shawn. He seemed like a formidable opponent. I really want to beat him. You know what I'm saying? And it don't add no pressure. Dallas, Houston. I got love for people from Houston. I don't even think he's from Houston, but I got love for Houston. So it's just even better. It just what I'm saying, make it even better. Dallas, Houston rivalry, whatever. But no pressure at all. But I for sure want to win, for sure. And I'm sure going to bring it.
Well, that is all the questions, and that is our Unguarded episode. Now, his number's always blocked, so I'm assuming the person that called in is your opponent. It is totally up to you whether we take his call live on the air or,
Oh, man, it don't matter to me, man. It don't matter.
Let's see. Is this Shawn?
This is Mission Impossible speaking. How are you doing today, Ness? How are you doing, DeMarcus?
I am
What's
sorry.
What's going on, man?
I am sorry I didn't address you properly. Mission Impossible. How are you, brother?
Ness, you've been addressing me as his opponent the whole episode, man. My name is Shawn Jones or Mission Impossible. I ain't nobody's opponent. People are my opponents, Ness.
I hear you. I do apologize once again. It just comes natural when you're talking to, one person. And both right now, you're both challengers. No one's the champ.
I feel you, Ness. I feel you. DeMarcus, I want to say great Unguarded. Great Unguarded. I like what you're saying. I like the experience that you bring because I don't want to come into Border Wars and start beating fighters and then them saying, oh, well, that was a couch potato. Now everybody knows that when I get this W on the 29th, it's against a real opponent. So I'm very happy that you brought your experience in this. You're an aspiring pro. I am myself. I have some announcements to make at the fight party after the fight. I think it's going to be fun and all that. I hope you're staying the weekend, regardless. You live in Dallas, so regardless of the outcome of the fight. But, yeah, I ain't got too much to say. I just want to let you know that you're facing the best in Border Wars, so I hope you're coming ready.
I'm going to let you know you facing the best. And your mission is impossible. Speaking of mission impossible, your mission is impossible.
Beautiful.
Look, dude, they call me Mission Impossible because it don't matter what mission's in front of me, I'm going to get it taken care of. That's why they call me Mission Impossible. I'm going to get
and they call me SureFire because I'm certain to succeed.
Yeah. You bring the fire, I'm putting that ass out.
Well, hey, we're going to see, man. We're going to see.
We're going to see for sure, but it's going to be fireworks. Like I told Ness on my Unguarded, look, you're gonna know that this is the main event. Everybody watching the fights, everybody live streaming at home, if Ness and Rob make that available, they're going to know that this fight is main event material. There will be fireworks. I promise you that.
Well, all right, Shawn. Thank you for calling in. Hey, DeMarcus, man, where do you think this guy gets his confidence? A 1-0 amateur. He's only 25. I mean, you've been there, done that. You've won the Golden Gloves. You stay in the gym. You've had to see these young guys come up before, or do you think? I don't know. What do you think of his? I guess.
Maybe it's a lot of people be confident. Like I say, I was confident when I first walked into the boxing gym. And I swore up and down I was going to beat the guy I got in the ring with, but he whooped my ass, and it told me something, So, you know what I'm saying? It could be that kind of confidence. And you think you know a lot, and then your opponent just know a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely.
I done seen it before. It is what it is.
Well, all right, man.
Like DeMarcus, I just know what I can do. I know what I'm going to do.
For sure. Fire. D, if you got any social media, give it out at this time for anybody who isn't following you can do so. And I want to thank you once again for taking out the time to do this Unguarded episode. I want to thank you, obviously, for signing up for Border Wars. And I know you and Shawn are going to put on a great show. And, yeah, man, any social media?
Yeah, just my Instagram is 4 SureFire, the number 4, SureFire _D. Y'all go follow me, man. Comment on the picture, man. Hashtag Border Wars or something, or the Boxing Voice, and I'll get back with you. So for sure, Fire _D. That's my Instagram.
All right, champ. Well, can't wait to see you, man. What is it? Next week. Yeah, we still got about 12 days left before we get to meet you, man. Thank you again, and catch us on the next one right here at theboxingvoice.com. Peace.